Vambrace Cold Soul is Head Up Games' newest entry on Switch. This is a side-scrolling action RPG that can't shake off its look and very similar feel to Darkest Dungeon. The King of Shades has gone mad and started turning the residents of Icenair into raids. While a small militia gathers underground, you, who play as a young female warrior named Lyric, appear. Lyric has in her possession a powerful bracer imbued with magic that could give the resistance the edge to fight back. Ultimately, it's a decent story but nothing out of the ordinary. But in reality, most people will be coming into this game for the gameplay. Although to be fair, there is some decent world building and very likable characters to be found. A lot of your time will be spent in the city, making preparations, talking to NPCs, recruiting new faces to your team, getting to know them, crafting, and min-maxing. You can also tackle small side objectives that will get you some interesting visual cosmetic items. Stepping out of town instantly throws you into dungeons where your 4-party unit will begin to be tested. It shouldn't come to much of a surprise that combat is not for the faint of heart. Everything is turn-based, so you have the time to make decisions accordingly. Each dungeon is laid out randomly with combat, rewards, campsites, and special rooms. Special rooms remind me a bit of Slay the Spire's weird events that can net you something good, bad, or anything in between. Campsites are the most important rooms since you'll be able to patch yourself up and carry on forward. But because everything is random, you can get a bad run, and if you find one that's really deep into a dungeon, it could spell disaster. There's 3 meters you must constantly keep your eyes on. Obviously your HP bar, but your vigor as well. This is the equivalent of stamina. If it runs out, your team freezes over and dies instantly. Geist will make it so that you encounter more and more enemies and sometimes even stronger ones, so keeping this as low as possible is key. The Geist is raised the longer you stay into a run or if you get too many accrued debuffs stacked upon you, and because enemies are not shy about stacking you up with all sorts of nasty debuffs, some which can even linger after battle, you can see how this becomes crucial. Permadeath is active in the dungeons, and if your character dies, they're gone for good. This makes death the highest cost when it comes to making any sort of bad decision, and it can feel daunting to try to get back to where you were after a wipe. Sure, sometimes it can pay off, but because it's all RNG based, that is not guaranteed. This is why having a balanced team is key. Each companion has their own class and abilities, so mix matching is key. You have your typical archetypes like mages, buffers, debuffers, tanks, and damage dealers. Some are better suited for the front lines, while others are best to kept back for ranged. Using the same teammates over and over nets them better abilities and a better chance to survive the subsequent run. You can't disregard this game's hand-drawn visuals, which are easily the highlight of the experience. Character models are extremely detailed and animated. There's multiple endings available, so there is some replayability offered. Vambrace Cold Soul is an interesting experience that doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, but rather deliver on a lot of what your expectations are already coming in. It does suffer from a middling story, and its difficulty will be hit or miss depending on how much you want to be challenged. Rio Gaming gives Vambrace Cold Soul on Switch a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!